Hi everyone, this is Barbara Drazga, aka the Deal Diva, and tonight I want to talk to you about a challenge that some people have when they're sourcing wholesale and how to get around it. And it's actually a stumbling block that a lot of sellers run up against, and many of those sellers will hit that wall and then they'll just go away. They won't push past it. So I want to give you some tips on what you need to do when a supplier tells you that they don't have a CSV or an Excel file of their catalog. And I will share that process with you. Real quick, I just wanted to suggest that you go over to my website called dealdivawholesale.com. And last week, I did a quick video on, I did a graphic. I drew out the two different basic wholesale sourcing models. One is where the starting point is at your supplier, and the other one, the starting point, is at Amazon with the reverse sourcing method. So both are valid depending on what you're doing, and they can also be used in conjunction with each other, and I'll show you what I mean. Also, go join the Facebook group, Deal Diva Barbara on Facebook, and ask any questions you have about wholesale sourcing, about sourcing for Amazon FBA, or how to evaluate deals, or anything that has to do with sourcing and marketing and selling on Amazon. I'll be happy to help you on that Facebook group, and there's also a lot of really cool, smart people in there who will help you as well. So let's just get right to it. What happens when, a lot of people are making a push into wholesale sourcing. With all the new Amazon brand restrictions that have been just slapped down in the past 6 months, a lot of folks are really taking a hard look at their previous sourcing methods with retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. So with wholesale sourcing, there are a couple ways you can do it. And the way that I approach wholesale sourcing is I do my sourcing research on Amazon itself. And I use a tool called Jungle Scout. And if you go to dealdivawholesale.com, you'll see a link up there for Jungle Scout. And you can go check it out and see. They have a Chrome extension. They also have an online tool. I just use the Chrome extension. So what I do is I'll evaluate product using the Jungle Scout tool on Amazon.com. And let's say that I find a product and I identify the brand manager or the brand owner, and I contact that brand owner and I manage to get an account set up, and they agree to sell to me, right? So now I've got an account and I know that they have that one product that I can make money on, correct? But I see on their website they maybe have an online listing of a bunch of other products that is part of their brand. Now I want to know if those products are also going to be successful on Amazon, because then that allows me to leverage buying multiple SKUs into a larger order and maybe negotiating price down on my whole order, because now I'm able to order a few different products from them. Does that make sense? Okay, so once I've contacted them and I've got the relationship and I'm signed up as a reseller with them, I'll ask them for a CSV file. Or an Excel file, and basically that's a spreadsheet file, CSV. I think it's comma. I'm not sure what CSV stands for. I'll have to look that up. But it's kind of a generic file that you can dump into Google Sheets or Excel or even Word once you set up a table, and it allows you to evaluate the data in that file by running it through a research tool like Tactical Arbitrage or ScanSheet. Or Price Checker too. There are a whole lot of different tools out there that you can either purchase straight out, or their subscription services. And you take a CSV file and you run it through there, and that tool will match it up with compatible listings on Amazon to tell you which products in that file will be profitable for you. And the CSV file usually has the item name, the UPC code, and your cost. Now, some suppliers, especially smaller suppliers, in fact, even a mid-sized supplier that I've been buying from for about 4 years, they don't have a CSV file. Now, I had a conversation with a client today, and we were talking sourcing, and she said, yeah, I just thought it would be a whole lot easier. And my response was, well, I'm kind of glad that everything's not super easy all the time, because it's a qualifier. The people who are willing to work and are willing to hustle and find creative solutions and have a mindset of problem solver. You are a problem solver. And when you come up against a wall, you can train yourself to say, okay, now what else can I do? How can I solve this problem? What needs to happen in order to solve this problem, instead of just walking away. But I kind of like it when a supplier doesn't have that CSV file, because that means all those other Amazon sellers who quit too soon, and let's say they've approached a supplier and asked for the CSV and the supplier says no, well, those potential competitors are going to go away. So I'll push a little bit further past when a wall comes up in order to have the competitive edge. So here's what you do when they don't have a CSV file. But let's say they have an online catalog, and the catalog shows the item name and the UPC number and your cost after you've logged in with your reseller login information, and it's all on their website behind their reseller firewall, right? You can use a program or a piece of software called a scraper that scrapes specific information off of their website and dumps it into a CSV file for you. Now, I have a couple of, there's Chrome extensions, there's software that you can buy. I've got a couple of them on my computer. And to be honest, they're a little bit, they take some time to set up. And the setup is different for each website because everybody lays out the catalog differently. So I used to use those tools and do it myself, but I've since gotten to the point where it's not worth my time to invest in doing that because I know I can outsource that. So I will go to Upwork.com or Fiverr, I think Fiverr, 2 R's.com, and for between $10 and $30, depending on how big the website is and how many products there are, I can hire a scraper. So what you'll do is you put up a contract, a job on Upwork, asking for web scraping services, and you will get tons of responses, just a bunch of people bidding on it. And it's so competitive because it's kind of an easy thing to do for a developer who has a tool that he's maybe created or installed, and he's got it all set up, so he can just hit a couple of buttons and then tweak the data, and it's a fast job for him. So you can get it done for fairly cheaply. I've paid as little as $10, and I've got a guy now that I've hired multiple times, so he charges me like very, very small amount every time I send him a new website now, because he knows he's going to get more websites from me. So between 10 and 30 bucks, you can have that website scraped and ask for an output to a CSV file with the specific title, UPC number, and your cost, which should show up after you log into your reseller account. And they'll deliver the file, and then you take that file and you run it through any one of the numerous software or programs that are out there to evaluate the results. So this is my quick and dirty video for tonight. That is how you get around when a supplier says they do not, after you've identified a profitable product from that brand, contacted the brand, they've agreed to sell to you, you have access to their online catalog, but they don't have a file they can send you. You hire someone to scrape their catalog and dump it into a CSV file, and then you put that CSV file into an evaluation tool, like I use Tactical Arbitrage now, and then you decide what else you can buy from their catalog based on the results of running it through that tool. So that's how you get past the we don't have a CSV file objection. And if you have any other questions about wholesale sourcing, the different wholesale models, I will share my screen again. Go ahead and go over to dealdivawholesale.com. I've got replays of a couple of webinars up there. And we're also doing a webinar this Thursday with Dan Metters and Eric Lambert of the Wholesale Formula. And we're going to talk about brand restrictions and how having a wholesale sourcing arm to your business or transferring your business all the way to wholesale will help you with brand restrictions that are coming down the pike and that have already been implemented. So this is Barbara Drazga, Deal Diva Barbara. Visit me on Facebook at Deal Diva Barbara, and we will talk later. Thanks. Have a good night.